You guys loved the jarred marinara taste test challenge. We got 1,000 comments on that video within the first 24 hours. Today, part 2, all new sauces. The ground rules here simply are me and James do not know what these sauces are. Everything is blind here. This is number 1. I'm over here today. James is over here. Enjoy, James.
Oh my God.
I'm not influencing him at all with anything now. That was a particular complaint. You're not going to be able to go off of me, James.
What a way to start off the video.
James, what do you think of it?
I think this one has a lot of seasoning in it. I didn't like it that much, but I think there's going to be ones that are worse than this. Like, I feel like some of the ones that I had last time were worse than this. I gave it a 4.
A 4? Okay. That's funny. I gave it a 5. So I don't think it was that bad. By the way, guys, as we're starting this, all of these sauces were purchased with our money. Nobody sponsors this channel. These are our own opinions. You know, some people might not like them. Some people will. You have a good feeling about this one? I have a good feeling about how much I love doing these taste testings. Don't you love these too?
Mm-hmm. Could I show the camera? Like, you see that? Like, it's like just a...
It's a chunk of tomato, and then there's like tomato juice again and puree.
It's not as good as the last one, though. The last one that we tried, it was like, the spices were like there was more spices than this one.
Okay, what did you get?
I gave it a 3.
Give it a 3, huh? Well, lo and behold, that's what I gave it. Is that correct? Or, well, you know what I mean. Texture's off. Definitely they're taking like chopped tomatoes almost, kind of like maybe like a fire roasted tomato or something, and then they're mixing tomato juice and puree and stuff. One thing also to let you guys know, people are like, oh, a sauce has puree, it's not good. It's the puree that companies that are using bad puree isn't good, but puree or passata is very good. It's an extremely actually expensive ingredient, and people go, you know, families, Italian families, they will can all their tomatoes and they will puree them often and then can them. So they're making like, you know, dozens of jars of passata, which is puree. It's just what tomatoes made it. On to the next one. But I'm gonna start eating before you, James. So this is number 3.
This is good.
He's trying to play off me, and I have a poker face completely. I'm not letting him know what I think of any of them. You might want to have a little bit of the sauce by itself, James, too. That'll give you a good way to also to judge it. James, tell us, what do you think?
I think it's good. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little bit higher. A 6.5. I think this is like a good quality one. I think like it's not too much like seasoned. Like, I don't know, I really like it.
I disagree. I'm giving it a 4. Very sweet. James, you gave that's a higher score than what you gave Rayo's in the first one.
Well, I do think Rayo's is better than this.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely. Number 4. Let's go, James. You gonna do that first? Take a bite from there.
I'm excited to see what you rate it. I don't even know what to say. This is so good. Like, it almost tastes like yours. Like, it tastes like the Victoria one.
Well, what did you give it?
It's not like just as good as the Victoria one, because that tastes like almost like identical to yours. Well, actually it didn't really. But like for jarred sauce, this is so good.
8.5? Okay. 7.25. I think what's happening here is when you go from the poor sauces to a better one, like your tendency is you want to rate it a 10 right away, right? Right? You wanted to do that, but it's like, I don't know, maybe there'll be a part 3 to this or a part 4 where we do just all premium sauces. I can definitely tell this is a premium sauce. This is not an inexpensive sauce. I can almost guarantee this is a $7 to $10 jar of sauce. If I'm wrong and this is like one of the modest price sauces, I will be very surprised because it will be a steal. On to the next one, number 5. You want to taste first?
Yeah. I can already tell it's like real liquidy.
Do you want to eat more, or are you good?
I'm good.
Give it a rating.
Was the first one the one that I gave? No, was the second one the one that I gave a 3?
I don't remember.
Yes, that's correct. You gave the
Okay.
second one a 3.
Yeah. I'm like very like tied with this one and the last one. I do think
You can give them both the same rating.
Absolutely.
I do think this one is like a tiny bit worse though.
So give it what you want.
Yeah, I did. I gave it a 2 and I gave it a 2 3/4.
Okay. No. Good. Guess what? I gave it a 2. So we're pretty close. James, go ahead. Maybe you want to do this first.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It has like a weird aftertaste.
I don't want to influence him. We'll get the ratings in first.
I have a feeling that there's something in this that's not in the other ones. Are you tasting that?
You are definitely correct.
Like I have no idea
Alright.
what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like downgrade one of the ones I gave before.
And I kind of figured that would happen as we go on. There's not a lot of science here, but it is tough to do because you're like, oh, well, that one's better than the one I gave the same rating I want to give now. So, James, what did this one get?
I gave it a 6.
You gave it a 6, huh?
But the thing is, the one that I gave a 6.5 is worse than this.
Do you remember what number that was, Tara?
That was number 3.
I think I'm gonna give that a 5. Could I change
Can
it?
you reduce? You can reduce it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can reduce that.
I'm gonna give this a 6.5.
I did a 5.5 for this one. I agree with James. There's something in this that is not in any of the other sauces. Is this one
I
too?
tasted something different, and the thing that I was tasting, I'm really curious to see if it's in there. It almost tasted like something a little smoky, like eggplant.
Let's get to the reveal stage, which is the good part. So if you saw the first one, you know we're gonna do a reveal. We didn't know what they were. You're taking me at my word that I didn't know what these sauces were. And
Do you want to do like these 3 and I do these 3?
we're gonna do it just how
we're
we
not
did it
gonna
last
just
time.
like pick it all up at the same time.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. There would be no suspense. Tara, this is number 1, right? Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Michael's of Brooklyn.
Yeah. So just to remind you guys, Michael's of Brooklyn. Jim, you scored it a 5, and James, you scored it a 4. And Michael's cost $9.99.
But it's also a 32-ounce jar, so it's larger. This is much bigger.
That's true.
The other ones are all 24s.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the ingredients. Tomatoes, fresh garlic, fresh basil, Italian olive oil, oregano, fresh parsley, and spices. Nothing else. So that's good. What did I give it, Tara?
You gave it a 5.
A 5. I thought that, from my recollection, because we did 6 of them, I thought that it was missing something. Tara, offhand, did you taste that one too, off the camera or not?
I did.
What'd you think?
I tasted all of them.
What
off
would
camera.
you give it?
I mean, I honestly, James, I should have, if I was going to rate it, I should have rated it when I tasted it.
Yeah, you can't
it's
remember.
not fresh in my mind.
It's
right
not
now.
really fresh in my
But
mind either, guys.
I remember I did like this one. It was not my favorite one, but
Okay.
it was probably my second favorite.
Clearly, it's a premium sauce. I mean, it's just tomatoes. There's none of that tomato juice. Basically, guys, all the premium sauces will all have something in common. They all have like under 8 ingredients. And then kind of all the non-premium ones will have like towards 20 ingredients. 15, 20.
Well, that one says spices, so that can be like
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
noticed a few of them say spices. It's like a proprietary spice blend that they don't want to share.
James, let's go back and forth. You pull it off.
So number 2 was Classico. So just a reminder, Jim, you rated this one a 3, and James, you also rated this one a 3. And Classico cost $3.59 when I bought it at the grocery store.
$3.59, and Michael's was $9, you said, or $8?
Michael's was $9.99.
So Michael's was
for
$10.
slightly larger.
Yeah.
But Classico was one of the ones that I had bought initially, and we did not include it in part 1.
Yeah, people got mad.
And I know a lot of folks wanted to hear us rate this one, so it's included now.
Sorry about that. We came, now we put it in this one. Obviously, guys, there's about 100 sauces, or more. So we missed a lot, like a ton of them. If you love this one, we're going to probably do a number 3, and then we'll probably even after that do a 4th video, like a winner's bracket.
So the ingredients are tomato puree, water, tomato paste, diced plum, tomatoes, onions, contains less than 2% olive oil, sugar, salt, garlic, dried garlic, spices, dehydrated parsley flakes, soybean oil, citric acid, natural flavors.
Yeah, so that's a lot of ingredients.
The soybean oil surprised me.
There's a lot of ingredients here. I don't think I gave this one too bad of a score, right?
You gave it a 3.
Oh, I gave it a 3. Okay. Well, sorry. All right. I pull off this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3.
Looks exactly the same.
Okay, so number 3 was Bertolli. Jim, you rated this one a 4. James, you gave this one a 5. And Bertolli cost $4.29.
Yeah. James, you want to read the ingredients?
Yeah, sure. Tomato puree.
Got it.
Water, tomato paste, diced tomatoes in juice, tomato juice, citric acid, calcium chloride, onions, olive oil, sugar, garlic, salt, parsley, basil, oregano, spices.
You know, what can I say, guys? It seems that there's a pattern here that the more expensive ones have like only 8 or less ingredients. You want to hop off there? Okay. All right. You do number 4. Carbone.
Okay, so Carbone, Jim, you rated this one 7 1/4, and James, you rated this one an 8 1/2, and Carbone cost $8.99.
So
We'll definitely get this one over that one.
this was my highest score of today.
Yes, that
It
is
was.
correct.
Yeah. I thought this one was the best, and it's very similar to the Rayo's one and to the Victoria one. I thought. I'll read the ingredients this time, James, or do you want to read them?
You can read them. I thought it was like a little bit over the Rayo's and like a little bit under the Victoria. That's why I gave it an 8.5. I probably could have gave it in just an 8.
So it has imported Italian tomatoes. There's really only a few ingredients in this. Tomatoes, tomato puree, sea salt, basil, onion, garlic, oregano. James, you pull off that one or I do? I do. Okay. So number 5 is Prego. People were really they really wanted Prego or Ragu last time.
Okay, so Prego, Jim, you rated this one a 2, and James, you rated this one 2 3/4.
You want to smell it to refreshen your memory?
And Prego cost $3.99.
That's a pretty good deal. I would buy this one.
I mean, I actually think I see it the other way, that it's getting close to, what was Carbone, $7?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Carbone was $8.99.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
But this was the lowest rated one that you guys had. You both, Jim, you gave it a 2, and James gave it 2 3/4.
It goes puree, water, tomato paste. Yeah, diced tomatoes in there, in tomato juice, canola oil. Canola oil. Yeah, there's no olive oil in here. It's canola oil. Contains less than 1% of salt, dried onions, dried garlic, spices, citric acid, basil. That's what that is. James, you do the last one.
I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited for the final reveal too.
So that one was Mizzetta. Mizzetta, Jim, you rated it a 5 1/2, and James rated it a 6 1/2, and Mizzetta cost $9.29.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because it looks like there's only like 4 ingredients in this one. Italian plum tomatoes from Italy's San Marzano region, extra virgin olive oil, fresh onions. That can't be what I was teasing. Sea salt, fresh garlic, black pepper, spices, and fresh basil.
Those ingredients are all good.
I think it might be in the spices.
Yeah, so we all tasted something in that one that we couldn't pinpoint. So I'm thinking something's hiding in that spices.
This is the most different of all the sauces.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I
Still
also
good.
tasted something
And I think it is good. I think
I thought it was good too.
I think it's very different. So that's the 6 that we did today. If you guys really like this, please leave comments of more sauces for us to try.